I'm Sally Cole with Story Hour Academy, the comprehensive free reading curriculum that helps students master beginning reading skills in 112 online lessons. I'll tell you something I know about homeschool curriculums. It's that most kids never finish them. In fact, veteran homeschooler Pam Barnhill says most homeschoolers don't finish every bit of the curriculum, nor should you. So I've created a task management system that will help you put into focus the study tasks that are important while allowing you to intentionally skip the unnecessary or boring parts in a trackable, measurable way. This is done with a homeschool task management system I built called Gorilla Tasks. Follow along with me to see how it works. First, I will go to gorilla-tasks.com to make a new account. I'm going to click Sign Up. I'm going to go ahead and put my name in here, Sally Cole. I will put an email, which I have set up to be demogorillatasks@yahoo.com. I will choose a secret password. It must be at least 6 characters long. And I will choose my time zone, which is Central, CST. Create account. It's as easy as that. We get a success message here. Success. Check your email for the confirmation link. Here's my email inbox. Let's see if the link came. It did. I will click confirm email address. And now I'm in. I'm logged into the site. Let's start at the curriculums tab right here on the center of the nav bar and click new curriculum. The reason we want to start here is because we don't have any curriculums. There's nothing to do on the site until you have curriculums. And when we're creating a curriculum, we have 3 options. We can create it manually, and this is if you manually want to do the data entry to add 10 or 20 or 180 tasks to a sequence of tasks. Each task could be something like read, listen, watch, or do. We have it easy today because I've already made a curriculum file. It's a XML sequence, and it basically looks like this. This is the format. And if you're willing to learn XML or work with something like ChatGPT, AI tool that codes for you, you could have AI code these for you. And once it's coded, you simply click here, choose your XML file. That's a file ending in the .xml extension, and we can create from XML. There's this one little checkbox here that says, make this curriculum cyclical. And basically that means that when you finish the programmed set of tasks, it will simply revisit that program set again. So let's say you're studying multiplication facts and you're doing the times tables through 12. Each one of those times tables could be a lesson, but after you get to 12, it can just circle back right up to 1 again. And in that way, you can repeat that set, that flow of tasks, as many times as you want. Story Hour Academy is not cyclical, it's mastery based, so we will simply click the Create from XML button. Now it's creating our curriculum details page, and now it's loaded our curriculum's details page. So here we can make sure that we like everything that's in this curriculum before we enroll in it. Here it says what the description of it is. Story Hour Academy is a comprehensive free reading curriculum that helps students master beginning reading skills in 112 online lessons. Its step-by-step approach includes pre-tests, engaging exercises, decodable reading, classic literature, and mastery checks. Yes, that looks good. Grade levels, K1 and 2. So it applies to those 3 grades, but I want to edit that. Let's assume that you're going to use this in first grade. You can change that, save it as first grade for you, and that way in your data, you'll know what you did for first grade, and you won't have it cluttering up your kindergarten view or your second grade view. And there's a visit resource button that will just go to the storyhouracademy.org website, and you can look over all the tasks. So the tasks are pretty self-explanatory, so there's titles and not descriptions, but if you're putting in your own curriculum, each task can have a description if you want it to. And you can open any of these resources, make sure they're what you want to see. I can see there's one error in this file in that all the activities are due activities, but this one's a read activity, so I can edit that and change it to match the others. And now it looks just the way I would want it to look. Now, since you fixed it, maybe you want to fix this and share it with a friend. There's an export XML button. You can click that and you can choose the file name. You could say Story Hour Academy fixed and download that and share that. And XML files won't harm your device, so you can keep that. And now your next step is to enroll. So simply click this enroll button. Boom. This brings up a modal, which is going to ask you a few follow-up questions. How many days a week do you want to study? Let's say 5. Do you want this to be a date-based enrollment or ongoing? So ongoing's for casual things, less important things, things that, don't have a real deadline. For a phonics curriculum like Story Hour Academy, I do recommend a date-based completion target. And let's go ahead and choose the end of the school year, which in Texas tends to be around May 22nd, late May, and we will enroll. And so this has done the math for us. If we want to finish 112 lessons by May 21st, 2026, we are going to need to do 1 task a day and 5 tasks a week between now and May 21st. And that's going to include holidays. Now let's say you take the whole holiday off. You take the rest of November, all of December off. You come in January. These are going to recalculate, and it might say your daily goal is 2, or your weekly goal is 7 or 8. And so then you just know that you're going to have to work weekends or double up tasks some days, and that's definitely doable. So now we are on the study inventory page where we see that Story Hour Academy is an active curriculum that we are enrolled in. And we can see the first 10 tasks are all promotable. So to begin, you would simply promote a task and then go to your To Do Today page. And now that task is right here on this page, ready for you to start. So let's go ahead and start it. When you click Start on a task that has an associated URL, the URL automatically launches and is the active window in your browser. And so here you are, right here, ready for the student to follow the instructions. You would spend your time there, you would finish all of these pre-tests, and then you would come back to Gorilla Tasks and you would say finish. But let's say you started and then your student was hungry and you wanted to go off and have a snack and come back and do the pre-tests with a full stomach, you could just simply press pause, walk away, come back, resume the task. When you resume the task, it will open the activity in a new browser window again. So here we have 2 tasks open. It's just doing that in case you had closed the tab, and it's making it really easy to get to the activity. So we can close those out and we can say finish. Now this logged 1 minute time spent because I didn't actually do the task. But let's say you did the task and then you forgot to press finish and you wanted to go fix it. There is a place in the system you can fix it. Now, you don't fix it right here because I feel like kids would be too willing to adjust their time and make it look like they worked when they didn't work, or shenanigans kids can get into. So it's a little bit of a hidden feature for parents to know about, which is you go into task history and you expand the daily tasks and you click here on time spent and you can go change that. So let's say it took 30 minutes. That's saved. Now when you go back to do today, you get the 30 minutes of credit. And so that's the way that you can always readjust time spent if it was incorrectly logged by the system. Now, imagine what this would look like with all of your curriculums. Let's say study inventory had 10 different things to choose from. You would go wake up in the morning, promote 5 tasks, however many you think you could get done, move to your to-do today page, and then you have this focused list of exactly what to do with built-in time tracking. That's very powerful. I've been using this for at least 6 months while this has been under development, and it's just made homeschool planning effortless. The hardest part is getting the XML file in there in the first place. Everything after that is the easiest I've ever had it in terms of homeschool planning and task management. That said, there's a few other things to know about this website. There is a progress reports tab. You click here. And what this is going to do is give you a snapshot of the active curriculums, how much you've completed, like what percentage of the curriculum you've completed, and how much time you've spent over these different categories. Today, past 7 days, past 30 days, past 365 days, and all time. And you can start to sort those, like maybe you want a little monthly look. You sort that by past 30 days and say, well, how are we really spending our time in the last 30 days? And it's going to be really obvious. And then per curriculum, you can dive in and view these curriculum specific reports where it gives you how much time you're spending, average time per task, number of finished tasks. There's also a way to skip tasks, and you can see how many you've skipped versus how many you've actually done the work and finished, and what the lessons were. And then we can move on to task history. And this has daily, weekly, and monthly views. And this is even more granular on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So this is showing exactly the tasks we did today. This is a roll-up of all the tasks and time we've spent in the last week. And this is a roll-up of all the time and tasks we've done this month. And as you use this over time, it's going to have an entry for each month. So imagine having November 2025, December 2025, January 2026, February 2026, all on the same page where you can start to compare task completions and time spent month over month over month and see what are your best months and what are your worst months. So you get really good data insights here that you just can't get with paper and pencil planning. And then if you forget what all of this does, you can go to the home page in the logged in view and get a short description of each of these tabs and what they do. And the last thing is the account tab. This is going to hold your username, your time zone, and all of your enrollments. And let's say you're working on something and you just need a break from it and you don't even want to see it in the study inventory anymore. You can pause it. You click pause. It's not going to show up in study inventory. You're ready to start it back up again. You unpause it and it's right back there in study inventory with tasks ready to promote. Now let's say it's just not working. You don't want any of the data tracked. You never want to see this curriculum again. You can unenroll. And then all of the data associated with this program will be taken out of the system and you'll never see it again. But maybe you got halfway through, you're not going to finish. You just click finish. It'll mark every unfinished task as skipped, and it will keep all the data, keep your progress, keep it in your roll-up reports and progress reports and such. And so that's the difference between finish and unenroll. So let's upload 2 more curriculums so you can see a more robust view of study inventory and to do today. So to do that, we'll go to curriculums. We'll say new curriculum. I have some more XML files we can upload. So we will upload a Khan Academy early math review file. And it's not cyclical. You only do the tasks once, and we'll create it from XML. It is creating. It will take us to a details page when it's done creating. So we just wait. Here we are. It says grade levels K1, so we're going to edit it like before and make it just for our first grader. We can see there's some videos and some activities, some pages to read. That all looks accurate. And we will say enroll. We'll also want to do this 5 days a week, and we'll also, this is probably too long to finish this school year, so we'll say it's ongoing without a target date. See what that looks like. It says this curriculum will stay in your study inventory indefinitely. Enroll. Now we have the first one we uploaded, Story Hour Academy and study inventory, as well as, where'd it go? Let's refresh. As well as early math review. Okay, so that required a refresh. Just note that. If you expect something to show up and it's not there, just press your friendly refresh button in your browser. All right, so now we have the first 10 tasks available in this. And here's where I can highlight the skip button. So, early math review, your kids might know a lot of this already. Counting with small numbers, we know it, skip it. Counting in order, skip it. Count with small numbers, skip it. Count in order, skip it. Find one more or one less than a number. Now maybe that's something where you say, I've never really tried to cover that. My kid might be able to do that, but I don't really know. You can find out by promoting the task to do today and just see how well they do. And this skipping is so critical to homeschooling. Another quote Pam Barnhill had was, homeschoolers finish only about 70% of the average curriculum. You're definitely going to be skipping. So this is where you want to skip the parts that are irrelevant or boring or that you already know, and leave the good, meaty stuff that you don't know, that you want to learn in there, and get that finished. So we move to do today, and now we can see we've got one completed task and one unfinished task from our early math review. Now let's add one more curriculum, new curriculum. This time we are going to make this one cyclical. This is going to be a times table math memory work. sequence, and we will click cyclical, and we'll create that. Now here we are. This has songs on YouTube to assist with the memorization of math facts. Okay, we can see all the different tasks on here. There's not just times tables, but there's other things, liquid equivalents, metric measurements, etc. And we click enroll. And 5 days a week sounds good, might as well. Boom, enrolled. And now we have math memory work on our study inventory. We have early math review on our study inventory. We have Story Hour Academy on our study inventory. Oh, and also notice the color coding here. If you've met the daily goal, you get green. If you're working towards your goal, but not there yet, you'll have yellow. And so here you'll see this is red. We haven't done anything. This is red. We've got nothing logged for the week. And same with early math review. So let's promote the 2 times table, go to do today, and now we have 3 tasks on this focus inventory. So just imagine being a first grader. You wake up in the morning, you sit down with your mom, look over the study inventory, you promote the top item in each thing, provided it doesn't look too easy or too boring. And then you go to your to do today page and you work from there. You get the work done and you move on with your day. That's the vision. And another thing I will add about this vision is that kids should be able to go faster than what you expect. You know, when we talk about a 70% completion rate, so you're not living up to the full 100%, but maybe the kid could if only they were allowed to zoom ahead, if they had a platform to zoom ahead. If their zooming ahead didn't make you rewrite all your plans in your paper and pencil planners. So if this went super fast, you could incentivize your student to grab more items in the study inventory and just promote them. Promote 3 more things. Boom. Go to your to do today, and there they are, ready to be tackled with everything you need to know to get started. So this should really make your homeschool a lot more efficient, a lot more easy to plan, and give you a lot more data-based insights into what's working and what's not. So I hope you try it. If you have feedback, there's a feedback button right here, this little send feedback icon. You can give general feedback, bug reports, feature suggestions, or use cases. This is kind of the case study. How did you use it? How did it work for you? How did it make your homeschooling life better? I want to hear all of those things from you. So please send me feedback. That is all for today. Thank you for listening to the end of this video, and I'll see you again here soon at Story Hour Academy.